Okay, let us start the class. So in last class, we have discussed about the first order nonlinear PDEs. Okay, so so this is the general first order nonlinear PDE. So we have a, PDE like this, or TP. So the first order nonlinear PDE can be written in this form: f of du comma u comma x equal to 0. This is the first order nonlinear PDE. General first order nonlinear PDE can be written in this form. Okay, so here I want to calculate what is the complete integral and solution. That's what we are going to discuss. Okay, so now I'm going to introduce a new notation called p equal to du. We'll see that once we solve that Clairaut's method and Jacobi method, etc. So during that time we will see that what are the things available. So this is the general way we can define. Okay, so that also we have discussed, and I have discussed about how to transform from we have discussed about parameters, because once you solve this problem, independent variables are there. Okay, n variables are there, so accordingly we'll get n parameter is going to come. So for which I have claimed that suppose I take n minus one thing, then you are not going to get that, a contradiction is going to come. So therefore you are going to get n parameter is going to come. That rank of dau comma dx a square u equal to n is there. So that I have claimed from this one. Okay, so that that claim also I have proved. Now let us go for some complete integral solution. Okay, how do we solve this one? So the complete, okay, how are we going to solve this one? For example, if you take this the Clairaut's equation, x into du equal x into du plus f of du equal to u. Okay, so for which what is the solution is going to be? So you can just take u of x comma a, the parameter family, you can take it as u of x comma a. Complete integral is can be given as a dot x plus f of a. Okay, now if you take du here, what you are going to get? You are going to get du is equal to a is going to come. Du is equal to a, because u this is with respect to x, so x is only here. So d is equal to a is going to come. So therefore I can just substitute it here. This is going to become like, in this equation, if I substitute, it is going to become like u is equal to a dot du. Okay, du equal to a means a dot du plus f of du is going to come. That's what I have here. Okay, so therefore du is equal to a is going to be the complete integral is going to be this one. Complete integral for this problem is that u of x comma a equal to a dot x plus f of a is going to be the complete integral. Okay. Similarly, let us take an iconal equation du equal to 1. Du equal to 1. So for this problem, the complete integral is going to be u of x comma a is going x comma a comma b is going to come. Okay, because I can have b also here. Okay. So in this case, it is going to become like, I'm just going to take a dot x plus b is going to come. So you can just see how it is going to be there. So du is going to be simply a is going to come, because b is constant here. So a dot x with respect to x only I'm doing. So du is equal to a is going to come. So mod du is going to be mod a. So therefore I cannot say that it is for all r power n, but it is going to be defined in some region. So that region is going to be, so I can just take this is going to be defined in set of all x belongs to omega, such that comma a belongs to dou b of 0 comma 1, means a ball of radius. Okay, a ball of radius center at 0 and radius 1 is going to be there. So that means this, if a belongs to dou b of 0 comma 1, automatically mod a equal to 1 is going to be there. So therefore mod a equal to 1 means this is going to be 1. Okay, so it is not true for all things, only in x belongs to omega and a belongs to dou b of 0 comma 1. And here b is arbitrary constant, so b you can simply put belongs to r. B you can take some arbitrary constant. Now you can just imagine, so same kind of question. Suppose I have that same problem, du is less than or equal to r. Then you can just imagine what is the answer is going to be there. What will be a in this case? Okay, almost similar kind of things are going to come. X belongs to omega is going to be there. Okay, so you can just take the same problem, same equation is going to come. U is equal to a dot x plus b is going to be there. Okay, now what you need to do is that what is the domain for this one? Okay, so this is once again going to become like mod less than r is going to be there. So you have to adjust this one accordingly. What is the thing you got to adjust? You can adjust that. Okay, so that part I'm just leaving. Just a one word answer. You can just see that. Okay, so next one more equation, Hamilton-Jacobi equation. okay, which is some of the important equation in physics. Okay, so Hamilton-Jacobi equation, we will see that. So that is from mechanics, and in its simplest form, it is going to be written as ut plus Kirchhoff du equal to 0. Okay, so once again, if I take u of x comma t comma a b, okay, so two parameters are there. So in this case, I'm just writing a dot x plus t into Kirchhoff a. I'm going to take it. Okay, so once again here, you can calculate your ut. Ut is going to become like Kirchhoff a. Okay, and du is going to become like simply a is going to come. So d place I can substitute here. Okay, therefore this is going to become like you are going to get Kirchhoff a is going to come here. Okay, so this is going to be there, and then ut is going to be this one. Okay, so you can substitute here. Then you are going to satisfy this one. Once again, Kirchhoff mapping from r power n r, which is called so the complete integral is this one. Okay, the complete integral for the Hamilton-Jacobi equation is this one. Here no restriction, only t is greater than or equal to 0. The rest are as it is. Okay, I think B is okay. One sec. Sorry, I forgot to write the B here. So what you are going to get is u of x comma t comma a b is going to be a dot x minus t into Kirchhoff a plus b. Therefore, your tu is going to be simply a, because this is going to be not there, only x is here, and b is going to be 0, and ut is going to be minus Kirchhoff a. Okay, because this is not there. So you can substitute it over here. This is going to become like minus Kirchhoff a. Okay, ut is going to be minus Kirchhoff a, and du is equal to a. So therefore, this is going to become like Kirchhoff a. So that is going to be 0. Both are getting cancelled. Okay, so there is a typo that is not correct in the presentation. This is the correct answer. Okay, u of x comma t comma a b is going to be a dot x minus t into Kirchhoff a plus b is going to be there. Not plus t Kirchhoff a minus t Kirchhoff a, where b belongs to r. Okay, that is not going to be there. Okay, so next one, we are going to see the particular integral for this problem. So particular integral means what you got to do is that you got to choose the, so here this is a complete integral. So here if I choose particular parameter, okay, this given parameter, okay, particular parameter if I choose, then that solution is going to be particular integral. That's all. Okay, so a is arbitrary here. A is arbitrary here in the complete integral. If I choose my a is a particular value, okay, particular value if I give, that is going to be particular integral. Okay, so the geometrical interpretation of the complete integral, what is it going to do? So it is going to relate between x, y, and u. For example, if I just say it in the two-dimensional case, so there are three things that are there. X, y, and u is there. Okay, there is a relation between x comma y comma u in surface. Okay, x comma y comma u in surface. So there are two. So in the case of two dimension, okay, what you are going to have is that you are going to have two arbitrary parameters, because why two arbitrary parameters? According to the complete integral, rank of dau and dxa is going to be n. So that means we are going to get only two arbitrary parameters is going to be there. And these two arbitrary parameters is going to generate infinite number of things, because it is arbitrary. That means you are going to get an uncountable number of things. So therefore, what you are going to get is that you are going to get a double infinite system of surface. You are going to get double infinite system of surface. That means what? For example, this the interpretation of this problem you might know. Dy by dx equal to, okay, for example, I say like dy by dx equal to some k. So that this is going to tell me that this is the slope of some curve. Okay, so that means if I just derive this equation, you are going to get family of curves are going to come. Okay, family of straight lines I can put. All its slopes are going to be k. Same thing if I take any ODE problem, you are going to get a family of curves are going to come, because I did not give any boundary conditions here. The boundary conditions or initial condition, nothing is given. So therefore, you are going to get infinite number of curves are going to come. Because why? Because once we are doing the integration, there will be a constant is going to be involved. So that is the reason you are going to get that. Now, same case here, x comma y comma u in surface. What you are going to get is that you are going to get two arbitrary parameters is going to be there. Okay, two arbitrary parameters is going to be there. So in that case, you are going to get, one sec. Okay. Yeah. So in that case, what you are going to get is that you are not going to get a family of curves. Instead, you are going to get a family of surface, and that is going to be changed because since you are having two arbitrary parameters, you are going to get infinite family of double infinite system of surface. You are going to get. Okay, so that is going to be there. Okay, so next one we'll see what is envelopes, nonlinear PD and envelopes. So we have discussed something like how to, I just simply gave the answer this one and then was substituted how it is going to be there. But how are they coming? Okay, so that part is, that link is missing somehow. Okay, now let us see what is the PDE envelope. So how did they arrive this one? Because there are infinite number of combinations are there. How did they arrive this one? Okay, so that part is missing in here. So next one we are going to talk about PDE envelopes. Okay, so PDE envelopes we'll see. What is the envelopes for that? Envelope is again kind of a geometrical concept. Okay, so this is very important in some of the differential geometry topics. So let us see that. So let us see how to build more complicated solutions for our problem. Okay, because you are having n arbitrary constants are there. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to build a n-1 variables. Okay? How to build more complicated solutions for this problem, which depend on an arbitrary function of n-1 variables, but not just on n parameters. Okay, now n-1 variables, but not just on n parameters. Let us see how to construct this new solutions. Okay, so that is going to call as envelopes of complete integral. Let us see that. So in general, what you can do is that you can just take a m. Okay, m parameter family you can take. You can take a m parameter family of n surfaces. Okay, n parameter families of solutions where m is strictly less than. Okay, then I can just find the same thing for the n-1 also. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to put some substitution and then I'm going to find that. Okay. So let us see that in the next definition we are going to say something called envelope. Okay, so we'll see the definition of envelope, and usually that is called a singular integral. Okay, the envelope I'm just going to note as V. The envelope V, okay, which is going to be defined in the next slide. So that is called as sometimes called as the singular integral. Okay, this is sometimes called a singular integral. That means what? So remember that complete integral means it should depend on n arbitrary parameters should be there. Now I'm just trying to find n-1 variables or less than that. Okay, not just on n parameters. That means what? I'm just going to get one less than that. Okay, so that means m is strictly less than means what you are going to get is that you are not going to get the complete integral. You are going to get something called singular integral. Okay, you are not going to get the complete integral. It is called singular integral. Let us see that. So how are we going to do that is that we are just going to do that by substituting something like this. Okay, you are going to put something like some f of a equal to z equal to f of a comma 1 sec. Yeah, so you are going to put f of a comma zx equal to 0. You are going to put it. Okay, and then you are going to find what is dA f a comma zx. I am going to find it equal to 0. I'm just going to eliminate at least one. Okay, I'm not saying all these things. Of course, m less than n means I got to eliminate all these things, but at least one I'm just trying to eliminate the constant. Okay, I'm just trying to eliminate one arbitrary constant between these relations. Okay, f of a comma zx and dA of f of a comma zx. So from these two equations, I'm just going to eliminate one constant. Okay, at least one constant I'm going to eliminate. So in that case, this is going to be called as the singular. That elimination you are going to obtain that. So the solution which we will be obtaining from that, it is going to be called as singular. Okay, we'll see with the example so that you will understand much more clear way. So before that, we'll see the definition of the envelopes. Okay, what is the envelope? So let us take u is equal to u of x comma a. It's a C1 function. It's a C1 function where x belongs to omega and a belongs to a. These are all the same set of part we had in the earlier one. So let us consider this equation dAu of x comma a equal to 0. Okay, where x belongs to omega, a belongs to e. Suppose we can solve for the parameter a, this one. Okay, this one. Okay, suppose we can solve for the parameter a as a C1 function. Okay, this you can solve it as a C1 function of x. That means what I'm going to get, I'm just going to get a is equal to pi of x. So if I solve this one, okay, if I solve for this one, then what you are going to get is that you are going to get something called, so this one, f of a comma z x. So if I solve this one, what I'm going to get is that I'm just going to write this in terms of x. I'm going to write, so a is equal to pi of x is going to come. Okay, a is equal to pi of x is going to come. So therefore, what I can do, I can just write this as dau, okay, dau of x comma pi x. Okay, so these things I'm just writing it in another term. So that is going to become 0. Okay, so therefore, what you are going to get is that you are going to get we are going to write Vx. Okay, Vx is going to be written as, so if you solve this one, a is equal to pi of x, you are going to write. So instead of a, okay, instead of a here, I'm just going to write a is equal to pi of x, means it is going to be dependent on other parameters, not on a. So therefore, what you are going to get is that v of x is going to become like u of x comma pi of x, because my original solution is c is equal to e of x comma a. Now, since I am solving this one with equal to 0, that means I'm just going to get a is equal to pi of x is going to come. That pi of x I'm going to substitute it over here. Therefore, you are going to get your solution is going to be of this form. So this v is called as the envelope of the function. Okay, this is the complete integral actually. Okay, u equal to e of x comma a is a C1 function. This is a complete integral for which I'm just trying to evaluate one of them, eliminate one of the constants. Okay, a is equal to pi of x. I'm going to write it. So in that case, this is going to be v of x can be written as e of x comma pi of x. Okay, this is called as the envelope of this integral, envelope of this complete integral. Okay, this is called envelope of this integral. So let us see this one with some example. Okay, how to construct a new solution? Well, there is a theorem. Then we'll see some example. Let me see. Okay, we'll see that with examples. Okay, one theorem is there in between. Let us prove that, and then we'll see it. Okay, suppose for each a, in a. Okay, so let us see that. Suppose for each a in a, okay, let us have that u is equal to u of a, okay, some parameter, and it is going to solve this problem. Okay, it is going to solve the differential equation which is given given this way, this integral, this PDE, general first order nonlinear PDE. Sorry, yeah. So this PDE f of du comma u comma x equal to 0. Okay, this is going to be solved for okay. This is going to solve that. Let us assume further that, okay, further we are going to assume that the envelope B defined by this way, v of x equal to e of x comma pi of x comma v of x equal to e of x comma pi of x. So v is given as one. Okay, v is envelope which is given as u of x comma pi of x. Okay, v defined by this one. Okay, and what you are having is that yeah, and that is going to, you are going to have this one also. Okay, dau of this x is pi of x is going to satisfy, dau of u x comma pi of x is going to be satisfied. Okay, this is also going to be there. So this v is going to be existing. Okay, this is going to be solving this, and then this is going to be existing, and this is going to be a C1 function. Okay, and it's a C1 function. Then what we are going to say is that v is going to solve this equation also. Okay, that's what we are going to prove. Let us prove that. Okay, that's simple theorem. Just 2-3 lines. So let us calculate what is v xi of x. What is v xi of x? This is my v. Therefore, this is going to become like u xi of x comma pi x plus, okay, plus here pi of x is nothing but a is equal to pi of x. Okay, therefore we have to differentiate with respect to a, and then with respect to pi also you have to differentiate, because this is a function of two things are there. One is with respect to x, another is pi of x is there. Therefore you have to use the chain rule. Okay, so first I'm just using this one with respect to x, I'm differentiating. Therefore u of xi into pi of x is going to come. Now again this one I got to differentiate, but this is depending on the a. Therefore this is going to become like summation j equal to 1 to n uaj. Okay, this is going to be a is equal to pi of x. This is going to be a relation is going to be there. So summation j equal to 1 to n uj into uj of x comma pi x into pi x. Okay, pi x I j of x. Because this is x is again n variables are there. Therefore you got to differentiate once again with respect to x again there. So therefore you are going to get pi xi j is going to come. Again this j is corresponding to here a is going to be here one form is there. See here you have a1, a2, etc. an is there. That is going to be some pi of x1, x2, etc. xn is going to be there. So if I have to differentiate this one, first I have to take this one with respect to aj, and each a1, okay, each a1 is going to be something like pi of x1, x2, etc. xn is going to be there. That means it is kind of a matrix formulation is going to come, because it is a change of basis I am going to apply. So you are going to kind of matrix is going to come. So that is the reason here. First you got to differentiate. So a1 is going to be this one. Similarly a2 is going to be some function of, let us say pi 1 here, so let us say pi 2 here. Okay, pi 2 of x1, x2, etc. xn is going to be there. Okay, so that is the reason I am writing here uaj. Each one is going to be function of x1, x2, xn is going to be there. So uaj of x comma pi of x, and then this one I got to differentiate with respect to that j. So here instead of suffix I just put 1 2 here. Okay, 1 2. Similarly a3 is equal to pi 3 of x1, x2, etc. xn is going to be there. So this is the relation you are going to get. Okay, because it is going to kind of a matrix format is going to come. Now what is going to happen? This is going to be u of xi comma u of xi of x comma pi of x. Now what we have is that dau x comma pi x is 0. Okay, dau pi x is 0. That means what? Each of the term. Okay, so what is the meaning of this one? This meaning is that uai of uai of x comma pi of x is 0. Means this is total derivative, dau is 0, therefore each component is going to become 0. So that is the reason you are going to get here u of xi comma x comma pi of x is going to come. Okay, so this term is going to vanish. This is going to 0. So therefore what you are going to get is that for each x you are going to get this one. Therefore this equation I can write it as, okay, so in this equation I'm going to get f of dv of x comma v of x, because v of xi and u of xi is same. Okay, v of xi and u of xi is same, so dv of x is going to come in the place of du. It is going to be dv of x, and v is also u of x comma pi of x, so v of x is going to come. So it is going to be same as f of du comma u comma x is going to come. Okay, so this I can write as, in fact I can write as du of x comma pi of x plus u of x comma pi of x comma x equal to 0. Okay, so that's all. The proof is done. This very simple proof. So let us see the geometric interpretation of this envelope. What is that? Okay, what is the geometric interpretation of that? So the geometric interpretation of the envelope is that if I fix a x belongs to omega. Okay, suppose let us fix a x belongs to omega here. Then what you are going to get is that you are going to get a graph. Okay, the graph of v, there is a graph is going to come. The graph of v is going to be tangent to the graph. It is going to be the tangent to the graph u comma a. Okay, for a is equal to pi of x. Because I'm just eliminating that one arbitrary constant. Therefore, what you are going to get is that this v is going to be the tangent to the graph. Okay, tangent to the graph u is equal to pi, u of x comma a means the complete integral for a is equal to pi of x, because this is the way I have eliminated, right? So that means what I'm saying is that dv is going to become like dx of u comma a is going to come. at x, okay, for a equal to pi of x. So this is going to be, if you take the dv, okay, dv is going to be dx u comma a is going to be. So what we are doing is that we are trying to eliminate some constant, right? We are trying to eliminate the operation of elimination, which is same as what we are trying to write, is that we are trying to select a representative. Okay, we are trying to select a representative family from the system of family of surface. For example, if I say, I'll just explain it in the ODE case itself. Suppose I say dy by dx equal to k. Okay, suppose I say dy by dx equal to k. That means what? This is going to be y equal to kx plus c is going to be there. So this is going to say that this is going to represent, okay, this dy by dx equal to k is going to represent a family of curves. Okay, family of curves are going to be there, for which I'm just going to represent one of them using this equation. Okay, there is a k and c are arbitrary, therefore you are going to get plenty of equations. Okay, so there will be a shift over there, so our slope is going to be fixed. That means you are going to get an infinite family of curves, of which I'm just going to represent only one. Okay, only one curve I'm just going to represent. Okay, so that this is going to be the representative for all the curves of this kind. Now imagine the same thing for the envelopes also. Envelope also we are going to do the same thing. We have a family of curves are there, family of surfaces are here. Okay, from this family of surface, I'm just going to select only one representative family. One representative family from the system of family of surfaces. Okay, so and then we are finding the finding its envelope. That is the operation of elimination is going to be. Okay, almost similar to what we have discussed in the ODE classes, geometric interpretation. Same kind of interpretation is going to be. Okay. So, for example, in 2D case, what you can do is that these equations, okay, whatever I have, is a curve drawn on a surface of the family is going to be there, because this is going to be in 2D case. This itself is going to be a surface, and you eliminate one family, one constant. If you are eliminating, then you are ultimately going to end in a surface. Okay, because it is you are going to get this one. So you have a family of surfaces are going to be there. Okay, family of surfaces will be there. So for all this family, I'm just going to represent only one curve. Let us say this curve. So that is going to give you the representative family for that one. Okay, two-dimensional case. So this is going to be surface of the family whose parameter, okay, represent a curve drawn on the surface. That is going to represent the family of surfaces. Okay, family whose parameter is A. Okay, so that is going to be there. So therefore, the envelope is always touching the envelope touches the surfaces. Suppose the envelope is going to touches the surfaces, okay, represented by this formula for the 2D case. Okay, so f of a comma, so there is a f of a comma b comma, in the 2D case I'm writing, okay, z comma x comma y. Z is nothing but du. Okay, or yeah, z is nothing but u. Sorry, z equal to u equal to 0. Okay, so this is nothing but I can just represent. I'm just going to eliminate one thing. B is equal to pi of a. I can eliminate. Then the curve corresponding to this one. This is a family of surfaces going to be there. Okay, this is a family of surfaces going to be there because A, B are arbitrary here. Okay, so therefore, if I want to eliminate this one, what I got to do is that I got to put B is equal to pi of a, and then I got to calculate what is FA of a comma b comma z comma x comma y equal to 0. This is going to represent this is the curve. This is called the envelope. Okay, this is called the envelope, or this is called this curve is called the characteristic of the envelope. Okay, from which from this one only I'm going to find the envelope for the problem. Okay, let us see one problem. Okay, let us see one problem. How to calculate the singular integral or the envelope for the problem. So what you are having is that you have u of x comma, so you have the PDE u square plus 1 plus du square equal to 1. Okay, so for this problem, once again I can just write u of x comma a equal to plus or minus square root of 1 minus x minus a. Okay, so where minus x, mod of x minus a less than 1. So once again you can do the same thing. You can just calculate what is the du here, and then you can substitute it here. Then you can check that whether it is going to be there. Okay, whether it is going to be true or not. Now I'm just going to calculate dau. Okay, what is dau is going to be there. So dAu is going to become like, you are going to get plus r minus r plus mod x minus a divided by square root of 1 minus mod x minus a. This is going to be, I'm just going to equate that equal to 0, because that is the setup I have discussed in the envelope, how to construct the envelope. So you have u complete integral, then from that EAU equal to 0, you have to find that, and then you have to calculate what is, you got to substitute a is equal to pi of x I got to put. So in this case, I'm just going to choose pi a is equal to x, I'm going to choose it. Okay, if I choose a equal to x, automatically this is going to become like 0, this is going to become 0, automatically you are going to get 0. Okay, so if I put a is equal to pi of x equal to x, dA is automatically becoming 0. This is what I require. So for which a is equal to pi of x, I can take it. Okay, so then what you can put, so you got to calculate what is your dV. Okay, so FA you got to calculate, means dV you got to calculate. dV is going to be that you are going to get this one. So V equal to, you choose 1. Okay, then you are going to get a singular integral for this problem. V is equal to 1. Okay, V is equal to plus or minus 1. You can choose. That is going to be the that is going to be your singular integral. Okay, suppose you are able to generate some more solutions. Okay, not only this one, suppose you are able to generate some more solutions. So you want to still more solutions. If you want, you can generate from the complete integral. Okay, let us what we can do is that you can vary the we can vary the constructions whatever we did it over here. Okay, let us see that. How do we do that? So again, the same kind of things we are going to repeat that. Okay, what I'm going to do is that. So let us choose any a subset of r power n minus 1. Let us choose any a subset of r power n minus 1, and that is a c and a c1 function from a c1 function catch from, okay, one second, a or a dash, let me check, a or a dash, sorry, this is a dash, okay, not a, this should be a dash. So choose a dash subset of r power n minus 1, and a catch is a function from a dash to r. Okay, a dash to r, you choose it. Then choose a graph that lies within a. Okay, a is given, a is subset of r power n. Now we are choosing a dash subset of r power n, and you are choosing a c1 function catch from a dash to r. Then a is equal to a1, a2, etc. an. This I'm just going to choose it as a dash, comma an, because a subset of r power n minus 1. So this is going to be represented as a dash. Okay, so that means here what is a dash? A dash is nothing but a1, a2, etc. an minus 1 is going to be there. Now, in this case, corresponding to this a dash, what you are going to get is that you are going to get an envelope. V dash is going to come. Okay, I'm going to get a general integral. The general integral is the envelope. V dash equal to v of x is going to come, and that is going to satisfy this. That is going to satisfy. Okay, so correspondingly, what you are going to have is that you are going to have a v dash. Okay, depending on this envelope, you are going to have a v dash. Okay, v dash is going to be there. So v dash equal to v dash of x. That is going to satisfy u dash of x comma a. Correspondingly, you are going to get the u dash of x comma a. That is written as u of x comma a dash comma, because, okay, let me show that catch of a dash. Okay, catch of a dash is going to be there. So what is this catch of a dash is going to come, because you are going to write, once again, you are going to eliminate this last one, a, and you are going to eliminate, and that you are going to substitute over here. Okay, a dash comma catch of a dash, because if I put a is equal to a1, a to a1, there will be a relation. Okay, so I have found a dash, so that there I'm going to find some relation such that this an is nothing but the mapping. Okay, because an is a1, a to an, etc. are belongs to r power n, right? So therefore an is also belongs to r. Okay, so therefore what I'm going to have is that I'm just going to get some relations over here. So a1, a2, an, you are going to get it over here. That number I'm just going to represent as catch of a dash. So instead of an, there will be a relation from catch is a mapping from a1, a2. So what is the catch? Catch is a mapping from a1, a2, a dash to. Okay, I can calculate what is catch of a dash. Catch of a dash is going to be obtained. So that I'm just going to call it as an, and that is going to be represented over here. Okay, so this is the general integral. Okay, that's what we are going to do in the next one, provided this envelope is going to exist. So let us see that with the example, what are we trying to do in the general integral. Okay, so Again, let us take the iconal equation du mod du equal to 1, and then we'll try to eliminate one of the things and then see it. So let us see that. So mod du equal to 1, I'm just going to explain that for the 2D case, n equal to 2 case. Okay. So we know that we already seen that u is equal to a dot x plus b. This was the solution for this problem. If you remember this one. Yeah. U is equal to a dot x plus b. Okay. This is the solution for the problem where a belongs to tau b of 0, 1. Okay. This is the one we have discussed. Now that one, I'm just going to put in 2D case. I'm just going to represent as using a parametric family. So this one I can write it as, okay. So the same thing I can write as u of x comma a equal to x1 cos a1, okay, plus x2 sin a1 plus a2. Okay. So if you calculate this one, once again, if you just calculate du, this is going to become like, du is going to become like, you're going to get cos a1 and sin a1 is going to come. Okay. Du is going to become like cos a1 sin a1 is going to come. Okay. So if I take modulus, this is going to become like cos square a1 plus sin square a1, that is going to be 1 always. Okay. So that is going to be there. So here a belongs to r square. Okay. a1 comma a2 belongs to r square. Now what I'm going to choose is that I'm going to choose kach equal to 0. I got to select some map. I'm just going to choose kach equal to 0. Okay, such that what it is going to come is that I'm just going to take u dash of x comma a1 is going to become like x1 cos a1 plus x2 sin a1. Okay, u dash is going to be chosen this one. That means I'm just eliminating this a2. Then this is going to represent, okay, this is going to represent subfamily of planar solutions. Okay, subfamily of the solutions of this du equal to 1. Okay, that is going to be there. And the graph of this one always passes through the point 0, 0, 0. Okay, because kach is already 0, and this is going to be passed through the 0, 0, 0 always. Okay, so the envelope, therefore the envelope for this one, how do we calculate? So that is going to be given as follows: dA u dash. Okay, dA u dash you got to calculate. With respect to a, you got to do. So that is going to become like minus x1 sin a1 plus x2 cos a1. And this is going to be 0. Okay, this is going to be the envelope is going to be obtained. The envelope we are going to obtain by solving this equation. Okay, by solving this equation. Let us solve this and then calculate that. So if we solve for this one, then what you are going to get? You are going to get a1 is equal to tan inverse of x2 by x1 is going to come. Okay, a1 is going to become like tan inverse of x2 by x1 is going to come. Therefore, you are going to get your u dash. The u dash is going to become like u dash of x comma a1 is going to become like x1 tan inverse of x2 by x1 cos of tan inverse of x2 by x1 and plus x2 sin of tan inverse of x2 by x1. This is going to be there. Okay. Or this one I can simply write it as, okay, this one I can simply write it as equal to plus or minus mod x. Okay. So this is going to solve the problem. This is going to solve the problem du equal to 1 for x not equal to 0. Okay. So the general idea how to solve is that first you have to compute the envelope. What you need to do is that first you have to restrict only to parameters a of the form. Okay, you got to restrict to the family of the form parameter of the form. A is equal to a dash comma kach of a dash. Okay, this is the one you got to do that. To compute the envelope, restrict only to parameters a of the form a is equal to a dash comma kach of a dash. Therefore, you will get a very easy thing. From complete integral with the n arbitrary constants. Suppose you have n arbitrary constants, then what you can do is that you can to construct the general integral. What you need is that you need a kach as a function of, because kach is a dash is subset of, sorry, a dash belongs to r power n minus 1. Okay, a subset of r power n minus 1. Therefore, you require a kach as a arbitrary function of n minus 1 variables. Okay, you need a arbitrary function catch in terms of n minus 1 variables. Okay, the next question, suppose you found the complete integral for the 38. Now you found the envelope also, and you found the general integral, etc. Suppose we find a solution of 38. Okay, 38 means this this equation f of du comma u comma x, okay, equal to 0. So for this equation, suppose you found the solutions depending on arbitrary function catch. The question is that does it mean you found all solutions? Okay, the answer is no. Okay, the answer is no, because suppose our PD is of this form. Suppose our PD is of the form f of du comma dx can be written in this form. Okay, so I have two functions now. So f of du comma dx I can write it in this way. Okay, there are two functions are there. F of du comma u comma x can be written in this form. F1 of du comma u comma x and f2 of du comma u comma x equal to 0. In this way it is written. Suppose u1 is going to solve. Okay, u1 is going to solve the f1. Okay, and u2 is going to solve f2. Okay, so if u1 is a complete integral of this problem, f1 equal to 0. Okay, then we found the general solution, general integral corresponding to any function catch, but still we missed to find this one. Okay, that means what we are trying to say is that suppose the nonlinear PDE can be written as the product of two PDEs, two nonlinear PDEs. Okay, this is the nonlinear PDE, this is total nonlinear PDE, and that can be written as product of two nonlinear PDEs. So in that case, what you can do is that, because you are trying to eliminate every time some equal to 0, right? So we are trying to find what is the solution for this one, and you try to omit this one. Then this is going to still solve this problem because the product is going to be 0. This is going to be 0 means this is product is going to be 0. But still you missed this family. Okay, still you missed to find the solution for this family. So in that case, you will be getting trouble. Okay, so in that case, how do we find the solutions? How do you find these solutions? How do you find? So for which you have to come back to the almost the early classes where we discussed about the characteristic ODE. Okay, the characteristic equation we have defined, right, for the transport equation or some other equations. So the same thing we are going to come back now. Okay, once again we are just coming back to that system only. So characteristic ODE, that is going to be helpful for solving this problem. So that is the one we are going to discuss now. So far that is called that is going to give the complete integral for the nonlinear PDE. So let us see some concept. Okay, we are not going to discuss all the concepts. We are going to see some concept. For example, we will see like what is Charpit's method. Okay, what is Charpit's method and what is Jacobi method. These two things let us see. Okay, this is the two things we will see it in the next two classes almost. Okay, let me explain what is the Charpit's method. Okay, suppose I'm just going to explain. So these are all the simple problems we are going to discuss in the either in 2D or 3D only we will be discussing. So let us see this problem. Okay, f of x comma y comma z comma p comma q equal to 0. Okay, here z means u, p means du, b means p means ux, q means uy. Okay, so p means ux, q means uy. Because it is a 2 dimension, I'm just taking the 2 dimension one. So 2 variables means I'm just going to have the same setup we are going to get. So x comma y comma z. I'm just writing it in the reverse direction here. X comma y comma z, p comma q. Okay, du is there. Z is equal to u here. Du means you are going to have ux, u1, u2, etc. ux1, ux2, etc. is going to come. So p I'm going to take it as ux, q I'm going to take it as uy. Okay, because only 2 variables are there. Then the corresponding characteristic or Charpit's auxiliary equation, what you can write is that you can write it as dx by minus fp equal to dy by minus fq equal to dz by minus fpp minus fqq. Okay, equal to dp by fx plus fzp equal to dq by fy fzq equal to tg by 0. Okay, so this is the Char-Pitts family. This is the Char-Pitts method. Okay, let us see like how to solve this problem. The methods I am just explaining. See, so far this is almost similar to what we have discussed in the last two things: the complete integral and integral. The transformation I have applied, right? The same kind of things only you are going to do that. And we are just discussing. We are going to discuss for the 2D cases so that you will understand the concept much clear. But in general, for the n-dimensional case, whatever I have discussed so far, the complete integral envelope, that is the things you got to solve. So for that one, again, you are going to use that. So almost using this one, you are going to find that. But in this case, you can find all the solutions because the product also that also you can find it. Okay, because we have encountered some problem, right? This problem. So that also we are trying to encounter for some cases, not all cases, but some cases we are trying to encounter. So what are the steps in the Char-Pitts method is that you got to convert the given PDE. Okay, you got to convert the PDE, given PDE in the form. Always you got to convert the PDE in the form f of x comma y comma z comma p comma q equal to 0 format, you got right. Where z is nothing but u and p is nothing but zx equal to ux, okay, and q is equal to zy equal to uy. Okay. So there may be some mistakes in my type. There may be some typos here. So whatever I'm explaining in the class, that is correct. Okay. So there may be some typo here. So don't use the presentation for the reference only. Okay. But just follow the classes so that you will understand. There may be some typos there. Okay. So write the Char-Pitts auxiliary equation. That means what you got to write is that you got to write this equation: dx by minus fp, dy by minus fq, dz by etc. You got to write. Then what you got to do is that you got to compute from that. So for that, what you require is that you require what is fx, what is fp, what is fy, what is fz, what is fq. All these things are required. So all these things you got to obtain, and then you got to substitute in that equation 30. Then you got to solve for p and q. You got to solve for what is p and q. Okay, solve that equation for p and q, and then substitute this in this equation: dz equal to p dx plus q dy, and then integrate that. Okay, so dz and then integrate that, then you are going to get the answers for this one. Z is going to become like this. Okay, let us see one problem so that you will understand, okay, what we are trying to do. So let us solve this complete integral for this problem. Okay, the complete integral for 3p square equal to q. Okay, that means this is the equation 3ux square equal to uy. Okay, this is the equation I'm writing in this form: 3p square equal to q. I got to convert it in this form. So f is going to become like 3p square minus q is going to be there equal to 0. Okay. So now what is the auxiliary equation? Dx by minus fp here. So fp is going to be minus 6p. Okay. Equal to dy by minus fq. Fq is going to be 1. Okay. Minus fq. So minus into minus 1. dz by minus fp into p. Okay. Minus fp is 6p. Okay, and there is another p is going to be there. So minus 6p square is going to come. Minus fq into q. So fq is already 1 and q is q only. So therefore, you are going to get plus q. Okay, equal to dp by, you are going to differentiate with respect to fx plus fzp. There is no x. There is no explicitly x is here. So therefore, fx is going to become 0. Okay, and there is no explicitly z is also there. That is also going to become 0. So that is going to become 0. Similarly, dq. Okay, again fy you got to calculate and fz you got to calculate. Both are not there explicitly, therefore that is going to become 0. Equal to some tg by 0 is going to come. Now what you got to do? You got to solve this problem. So tp by 0 equal to dx by minus 6p, you can take it, or whatever equation you can take. So tp by 0 is that. Therefore, what you are going to get is that you can just these are all equal, right? So you can just put something on the side. So what you are going to get is that you are going to get tp equal to 0 is going to come. Okay. So tp equal to 0 means you are going to get p is equal to a. Okay. So p is equal to a means you can substitute it over here. Okay. P is equal to a means you can substitute it over here. That is going to imply q is equal to, substitute p here, this is going to become a 3a square. Okay. Therefore, you can substitute it over here. dz is going to become like a dx plus 3a square dy. 3a square dy. So now integrate that, you are going to get ax plus 3a square y plus some constant is going to come. Okay, ax plus 3a square y plus some constant is going to come. So you see that it's a 2-parameter family, 2 constants involved, a and b are involved. Okay, so therefore you got that. The complete integral is obtained for this one. Now one more problem and then I will stop. Yeah, this problem I will stop, then we'll continue with the next one and the next class. So next one more problem. So let us take this problem, p square minus y square q equal to y square minus x square. So I got right in terms of f, that is going to become like p square minus y square q minus y square plus x square equal to 0. Okay, so I got to calculate the Char-Pitts equations, auxiliary equations, so dx by minus fp, so minus fp is going to become like minus 2p, dy by minus fq, that is going to become like minus plus y square. Okay, and dz by minus fp into p, so fp is already 2p and p is there, so minus 2p square. Okay, and f minus fq, that is already y square, and one more q is there, therefore it is going to become like y square q equal to dp by, you got to calculate fx and f is at p, so fx is here, it is that 2x is there. Okay, so you are going to get 2x and there is no z here, therefore that is going to become 0. Similarly dq by, you have to do that with respect to y, so minus 2y is there and there is a y square q is also that, therefore you are going to get minus 2y and equal to tg by 0. Okay, some other function is going to come over there. This g is going to represent that another family of curve is going to come. That is the reason I'm just putting dg here. Okay, so I got to solve this one. So I can take this tp by dx. Okay, I'm just going to take this one, tp by dx equal to dx by 2p. I'm going to take it. Okay, I'm just going to take this one. Sorry, tp by 2x. So this one I can write as minus 2p dp equal to dx 2x dx I can write. So this one I can bring it over there. I can bring the other thing over here. So b dp plus x dx equal to 0 is going to come. So I can just integrate this one. This is going to become like p square plus x square equal to some constant is going to come. Okay, so that constant I'm just going to write it as a square, so that my simplification will be much easier. So that is the reason I'm just putting a square here. Of course, you can put some constant, but that constant I'm just going to write as a square. So in that case, I can substitute over here. Okay, if I substitute over here, this is going to become like q is equal to, so p square plus x square is that. This is going to become like p square plus x square is going to become like a square. Remaining thing I'm going to write. So q is equal to y square minus a square. Okay, into y square is there. So I'm going to divide that. So that is going to become like a square by y square minus 1 is going to come. Okay, so therefore you got to substitute in this equation a dx plus p dy. So then you are going to get adx plus this pdx plus q dy. You got to substitute. Therefore that is going to become like, you can write it as dz equal to, so p I can write it from here, that is going to become like a square 1 by p square, p dx is there, so 1 by a square minus x. Yeah, p I got to write it. No, that is not wrong. Okay, so this is going to be a square minus x square, not 1 by a square minus x square. This is going to be a square minus x square dx, because p square plus x square equal to a square, right? So a square minus x square dx plus q dy, that is going to become like a square by y square minus 1 into dy. Now integrate this one. Okay, integrate both sides and then you are going to get the answer for this one. Okay, so this is the way to calculate the complete integral using the Char-Pitts method. Now in the next class we will discuss the Jacobi method, how to obtain that for more variables. Okay, x1, x2, x3. Okay, so that we will obtain in the next class, and then we see like how to solve some problems on this one. So these are all some of the cases for which you can solve the problem. Okay, you cannot solve everything, but you can solve some of the problem, and then we'll see. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, thank you. I hope you understand what is Char-Pitts method at least. Okay, thank you. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay, fine. Thank you. So you can expect at least one problem from chapter 6. But there are plenty of examples, plenty of problems I have given in assignments.